welcome to ECCB Connects. October is Financial Information Month in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. This year, the focus is on building financial resilience in a COVID-19 environment. On this program, we look at some of the online services that are available to help you conduct your business in this new normal. Stay with us. We'll continue in a moment.
Hey, it's Financial Information Month, and there is something you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download the Smart Finance app. Yes, it's the Smart Finance app. Just type Smart Finance app in the search area, but make sure to type the $ for the S in Smart, and you will find it. It's a bright yellow and green bulb with a $ in the center. This app is useful and provides lots of information about savings, budgeting, investing, and other financial matters. Plus, each day, trivia questions will be downloaded to the app, where you can log in and win cool prizes from financial institutions in St. Kitts and Nevis for the entire month. So, be smart and download the Smart Finance app today.
Thanks for staying connected with us. I have with me Jaedee Caines, Business Development and Marketing Officer at the Nevis Co-Operative Credit Union Limited. Jaedee, welcome to ECCB Connects.
Hi, Sharmilan. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Jaedee, we'll be looking at one of the sub-themes for Financial Information Month. That is, it's happening online, where members of the public now have to, or they've been called upon to use the internet as a tool to conduct their financial transactions in this new normal with COVID-19. Yes. Now, what are some of the options that are available to persons using financial services?
Well, Sharmilan, you're so correct. I mean, it's really happening online because the internet has become an essential tool in all facets of our daily lives, creating what we are calling a new normal. You know, with the advent of all that is happening with social and physical distancing, we find that financial institutions are forced to seek new ways to connect with others as well as conduct personal and business transactions. During this COVID-19 pandemic, for example, as this has been the one that has really pushed all of this, many institutions would have been pushing their online and digital services to members. Okay, and these online and digital services have a wide range. There's the online banking platform that most, if not all, financial institutions have by now. There's the automated telemachine, or as we say, ATM for short. Those two are two of the more popular ones. Now, there are some institutions that even have debit and credit cards. And those again are good ways to use online platforms in this new normal. But bigger than that too, what we are promoting is the ability for us to use less cash. So it's less physical interaction as it relates to, passing cash, receiving cash, that sort of thing. And so persons are also encouraged to use checks, because then if you're writing a check, you're limiting the number of persons that you're doing interaction with. You're not coming into the bank or the credit union to collect cash and then pay. So you're just writing your check and you're giving it to someone, or you can drop it in a check depository if you're paying a bill or something of that sort. So that's another one as well. So there are so many things that persons can do as it relates to the new normal and conducting the business.
So Jaedee, you mentioned the popular ones: online banking, ATM services, debit and credit cards. Most persons are aware of these. They've been using them to some extent. There's also the option of paying your bills online.
Yes, you're so correct. That's another option as well. So most of this can happen through the online banking system at your various financial institutions, where you would log on to your online banking platform using your information, and you have the option to some say pay a bill. There's a button that says pay a bill, and you're able to click that and enter the information for the company that you're paying to. So if you're paying your water bill, you enter the name of the water company and then the amount or your account number, etc. And the beautiful thing about it is you don't really have to be ultra tech savvy, okay? Because the instructions are clear. You just log on and then you're being prompted as to your next steps.
Jaedee, you mentioned the online banking services that are available to the public now, and especially given the COVID-19 safety protocols, financial institutions and other businesses are encouraging their customers to use these services. What then are some of the key benefits of these online banking services or the digital banking services?
Germalan, thank you so much for asking that. So I have found that you save time. That's probably one of the biggest things. You save time when you take advantage of these digital services. And when you save time, you're in fact saving money as well. So let me break it down for you. For example, if you were to use, let's say, the bill payment system online, then it means that you're not physically going to an institution, standing in line and paying. So you're saving time.
These lines can be very long sometimes.
Exactly. Especially for most of us who have an hour for lunch and businesses may not be open on the weekend. So, you're really restricted in terms of time. So that's one. Same thing for the ATM. When you go to the ATM, it's just a quick transaction. You're in, you're out, you're saving time.
And if you're a small business owner, time is important.
Oh,
so
definitely.
It works there.
Definitely. And again, because it's COVID-19 season, for want of a better term, you're also protecting yourself because then you're limiting your contact with persons. There is no face-to-face contact. You're limiting the ability to contract the disease. And so that, again, is another of the benefits of using digital services to conduct your financial business.
Despite the convenience and the benefits of saving time and money, there are some people who will still say, I'm not signing up. Some people are still reluctant. What are some of the concerns you've heard in your line of business, being working in the credit union? What are some of the concerns you've heard people express about why they're not signing up for the digital or the online service?
Everyone is different. And so people have different tastes. People gravitate to different things. And because I work in the credit union, I know this all too well because we have members who are of varying age groups, have varying backgrounds, and are at different levels as it relates to socioeconomic status. And so there are some persons who are very reluctant to try any online banking or digital services because they would say, I'm afraid. I'm afraid there's this taboo that, if you use it online, if you use the online platform, then someone can hack into your system and conduct transactions on your behalf. Some persons feel, what if I lose my PIN? What if I lose my password? All of that. And so, they really do have legitimate concerns. But what I like to encourage persons or just kind of educate persons in knowing is that, this is the new normal. It is the new normal. And yes, with anything, there will be risk. There is a risk of coming into the financial institution because you can leave the financial institution and something happens on your way out, God forbid. And so there is a risk in doing anything. But what we're saying is that you can use these platforms to really get work done, save a lot of time, and even protect yourself. So we tell them things like, listen, there's a way to back check. If you are not certain that when you do a transaction online, it actually goes through, then you can go back and check that same system, that same platform to see, okay, this amount was credited, this amount was withdrawn, or you can even call. You can call the financial institutions for somebody to just verify your account. We may ask one or two questions for security purposes. But yes, these are all things that you can do. We don't want people to be afraid. You don't have to be ultra tech savvy. The more you do it, the easier it will become. So we want persons to really take advantage of these services. and just realize that that is the way to go. This is the way to go, not just for COVID-19, but beyond.
You did say it's the way to go. And yes, it's the way to go globally. But financial institutions are not leaving anybody out, because no matter what, there will be some persons who will still be reluctant, still be afraid, yes, and will still want to come into the financial institution to conduct their business. They will still be offered services.
Of course. And that you're so correct, Shermalan. We understand that there's diversity, and we appreciate that diversity. We appreciate the differences, and we are willing to facilitate you. But of course, naturally, we will share with you all of the options that are available.
And to touch on the issue of fear of individuals thinking that if I can access this online, somebody else can, because we've heard the stories of hackers, and like you said, there are risks and nothing is foolproof. But I think what is key here is for customers to know that financial institutions, they're at risk too. If they lose your money, they lose. So Correct. They have put security measures in place. So there's what you call cyber security, security and safety measures that are in place to protect your money, because they are responsible for the funds you have with them. Losing your funds means poor business for them, reputational risk and so on. So yes. they have your interest and their interest at heart. And of course, we can speak here, Jaedee, about some of the safety measures that individuals need to take when they're doing online banking transactions. What are some of the key things that they need to bear in mind?
So the rules for accessing online banking, to me, are quite similar to the rules of accessing anything via the World Wide Web. And so you don't want to share your personal information with anyone, okay? You don't want to write it down. Even though I know some persons resort to doing such, then you need to ensure that if you have to write it down, then you're keeping it in a very safe place that only you can access, right? But what I like to tell people is the more you use something, the more you can commit it to memory. So then there will be no need to write it down or to keep it written down. You can discard that after some time. But it's important that you keep your information to yourself, keep it private. Also, try not to access anyone's device when you are accessing your account. So for example, don't just log in on your friend's phone, your friend's tablet, that sort of thing, to access your personal information. And finally, always ensure that you log out once you've completed your transactions. It doesn't matter. I mean, I use my devices all the time. They're always with me, but I always log out because, I mean, anything can happen. And also for me, it forces me to remember that information because I have to actually type it in each time. So those are some of the bits and pieces that I would share as it relates to being safe.
Yes, and Jaedee, when you really look at it, it's the same sort of safety measures, even when you're dealing with money. So just as how you won't share your PIN or your personal information with somebody, when you have your money, if you're hiding it at home, you don't tell people where it is.
Exactly.
So exactly. You don't share the information. When you have your money with you going into town, you have it safely tucked away in your pocket. I know back in the old days, push it in the bosom, and you have all sort of safety measures for making sure your money is secure. So the same thing, banking, you make sure your money is secure by protecting your PIN. It's just about being safe because it's your money. You want to keep your money safe for you to use when you want it, right? So people just have to be mindful.
Correct.
Now, Jaedee, there are cases where an individual might, so we're talking about the automated banking service, the ATMs. You might go to your institution's ATM and it's not working. You really need this money. You're in a spot. Are there options for customers?
Yes. I'm so happy that you asked that. And what financial institutions around the region are doing is forging partnerships because, hey, it benefits us all. And so you may try to access funds from your bank, your credit union, your financial institution, and for whatever reason, that machine is down at a particular time. Guess what? There are other institutions that would have partnered with your financial institution, your bank, your credit union, that you can tap into. So for example, I'll just use one from a local standpoint. I work at a credit union, and we can use our credit union ATM cards at other credit union ATMs. We can also use it at some of the other financial institutions, the commercial banks as well. So it's key for you to speak with your financial institution to find out which banks or credit unions they have a collaboration with, where you can access funds if there's an emergency. And of course, there may be a small fee that you have to pay, but hey, it's all about the convenience. So you're paying for the convenience. It's nothing exorbitant. It's nothing that will make you break the bank, but you're paying for the convenience in the event of an emergency. So speak to your financial institution to find out where your ATM card can be used.
Jaedee, you have outlined the online banking, the digital banking services that are available. You talk about online banking, ATM services, debit and credit cards, the ability to pay bills online. You've spoken about the benefits of using these services and the importance of staying safe or keeping safe while you're using these services. It's all safe, it's all good, it's convenient. And as we wrap up, any final word for the public as to encourage them to use online banking services, especially in this time of COVID-19 when we have to practice social and physical distancing?
I know that there are persons who may be afraid. There are persons who are reluctant. You know, sometimes we don't like change. We don't want to try something new, and that's fine. That is totally fine. And so what I would encourage you to do before you take that leap of faith, right, is have a conversation with your financial institution to find out what the options are that are available to you. Also, in that conversation, you can ask for a demonstration, because sometimes somebody may tell us how something works, but it's better when we're seeing it for ourselves. So you can ask for a demonstration, and your financial institution's representative should be able to facilitate such and show you how very easy it is to access online banking or other digital services. I mean, it is the new normal. It is not just about COVID-19, but going forward, we have no idea what the future holds. We need to protect ourselves, and what we're saying that it's better to have less cash on you, and you want to be able to save time, save money. And we believe that the best way to do these things, to achieve this, is by using the internet as a tool in the new normal. And this can be achieved through automated teller machines, or ATM, as we refer to them. This can be achieved through the use of online banking platforms. This can be achieved through the use of prepaid debit and credit cards, and just credit and debit cards in general. Anything that reduces your risk in terms of spending cash directly, we welcome it, we encourage it. You pay your bills online. I mean, it's so many things that are available for you. It's convenient, it's easy, and in most cases, it's free.
Jaedee, thank you very much for speaking with us on ECCB Connects.
Thank you so much, Shermalan. It's been a pleasure.
To view any episode of ECCB Connects anytime, any place at your convenience, check us out on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn at ECCB Connects.
My name is Fayon Jones, and I'm here from the Bank of Nevis Limited with your Financial Information Month tip. The first tip we have here today is savings. As our grandparents used to say, it's always good to put up for a rainy day. So practice good savings. One of the tips I have is whenever I use paper money, let's say a $100 bill or a $5 bill, whatever coins I have, I put them in my piggy bank or a bottle. At the end of the year, you'll be shocked to see how much you would have saved. In addition to that, a proper budget is the way to go. Remember, a good budget includes bills, expenses, and of course, some level of entertainment. This is Fayon Jones bringing you the financial information tip, And I am here from the Bank of Nevis Limited, where we continue to improve the quality of life. I thank you.
Here's where we end this week's episode of ECCB Connects. We thank you for watching and invite you to join us again next week for another program.